Somebody said he's working 18 hours a day. Jack Reed blamed me for his heart attack. Come on, give me a break. This guy's going to work 18, 20 hours a day no matter what. That's what we do. You know, I did that for years because you got to get the job done, and you try to do everything yourself. So we're not going to go down that road.
Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville, which, let's be honest, sounds like he belongs in an episode of The Fairly Odd Parents, has decided that it is not only fine, but encouraged for people to regularly work 18 to 20 hours a day, which is definitely realistic considering how many hours are in a day. We love glorifying the grind this much, especially for our top military officials, the people responsible for keeping us safe.
Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville dismissed the idea that the nation's top military officials are working too many hours as a result of his blocking of hundreds of Defense Department nominees. The Alabama lawmaker has held up more than 350 nominees over the Pentagon's policy on abortion, which came under increased scrutiny this week when a top Marine, General Eric Smith, suffered a heart attack. General Smith had been filling two of the Marine Corps' top posts for months due to Tuberville's holds, and had said in recent weeks the hours he worked were, quote, not a sustainable thing.
Working 18 to 20 hours a day for any job is bonkers bananas, and no one should be doing it, especially regularly. But I have to say, there are certain jobs in which I think it would be worse. And being a military leader has got to be one of them. But old Tommy Tubbs took the opportunity to compare working in military leadership to his time working as a football coach.
These are multiple and doing multiple jobs. Some of these military personnel, even the Marine Corps comment, I was doing two jobs. Why aren't you?
Marine Corps probably got 2,000 people to work for him. Okay, so somebody said he's working 18 hours a day. Jack Reed blamed me for his heart attack. Come on, give me a break. This guy's going to work 18, 20 hours a day no matter what. That's what we do. You know, I did that for years because you got to get the job done, and you try to do everything yourself. So we're not going to go down that road.
So, Joe, Senator Tuberville comparing his late nights in the film room preparing for LSU to a military leader carrying out the duties of protecting the country. Also, we have to point out again, it was 2 days ago that his fellow Republican senators, that the dam broke on all this and they spilled into public and said, stop what you're doing. They made the case to him, but he's totally unfazed and totally glib about it right there.
I'm convinced he doesn't really know how many hours are in the day. And that wouldn't even be that far off. That's not even really that much of a joke, considering he doesn't even understand what the three branches of government are.
Senator Tommy Tuberville is showing an alarming lack of knowledge about how the government works in one of his first interviews since defeating Democrat Doug Jones. Listen to what the former college football coach said when asked if he thought the two parties could find a way to work together in Congress.
You know, our government wasn't set up for one group to have all three of branches of government. It wasn't set up that way. Or three branches, you know, the House, the Senate, and the executive.
Now, the three branches are, of course, the executive, the legislative, which is both the House and the Senate, and the judiciary.
I mean, I learned about the three branches of government in first grade. That's first grader knowledge.
But he didn't stop there. Here is what Senator-elect Tuberville said about his fears that Democrats are pushing the country toward socialism.
You know, as I tell people, my dad fought 76 years ago in Europe to free Europe of socialism.
It's not the first time that he's told that story about World War II. This is what he said on election night.
My dad, as you know, I said this last time, he quit school at 16, joined the Army, landed at Normandy at 18, drove a tank across Europe. He said, I've never gotten the look on the people's face in Paris when we liberated Paris from socialism and communism.
Yeah, no, it was we were fighting the socialists in World War II. You remember that, right? He found out one day that people don't like the word socialism, and he decided to use it in a sentence and hope that no one noticed it wasn't really accurate. Or he honestly thinks World War II was about fighting the socialists and not the Nazis. I'm not really sure which one's worse, because either way, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
There's no second place in war, okay? We have to have the best. And right now, we are so woke in the military, we're losing recruits right and left. Secretary Del Toro over the Navy, he needs to get to building ships. He needs to get to recruiting, and he needs to get wokeness out of our Navy. We've got people doing poems on aircraft carriers over the loudspeaker. It is absolutely insane of the direction that we're headed in our military, and we're headed downhill, not uphill.
Fellas, is it woke to write poetry? It is a sure sign that your military is going downhill if someone recites a poem. Again, he doesn't know what he's talking about. We have the most powerful military in the world right now. Also, the US military is the last place on earth I would consider woke. But I suppose that's what you get when you have a politician who doesn't even understand the basic structure of his own government. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out some of my content that isn't news related, you can check out my personal YouTube page at BadGamerWyatt. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.